Hello Europe and Australia and the rest of the world! According to 2023 Eurovision. Sorry if this desk is not straight at all. I can't work out why. I'm looking at a very small viewfinder. I haven't got one of those monitors yet, so things might be off. I'm trying out new light here and a light there, and I'm trying my room lights off. I'm trying some new techniques today. So today's a short video to talk about last night's Eurovision 2023. If you're one of those people that have recorded Eurovision because you don't want to stay up till midnight, I want to watch it today, don't waste this video because it will be late, sprinkled with spoilers like you've never seen them before. So let's start off with the arena. Now the arena, in my opinion, I know it's Liverpool, but the arena was very round. Yeah? Very round. When you look at it, there's a lot of round circles. I haven't got a problem with that. It's just I noticed it was quite round. And I don't really like how they had the main stage and the little line and then the circle bit at the end, because not a lot of acts actually utilised that. My favourite acts were Sweden, Norway, and I think that's it, because like, Ireland were good. I want to make a whole video of the debate that they had on Ireland AM, which is their version of the British programme this morning. They had a very interesting debate about Eurovision on that, so I'm going to do a whole video on that. So, I do think that the staging for these acts could have utilised the middle a little bit more. The crowd were wild, is the correct term for it. The hosts were Hannah Waddingham, Alicia Dixon, I can't remember the Ukrainian woman's name, I do apologise. For the grand final, Graham Norton, but Graham Norton or Mel Gedroyd didn't do the grand final. They didn't do the semi-final, sorry. They only did the grand final. So Graham joined in for the opening, a little bit towards the end, having a chat with a woman that hosted Eurovision in 1981, and ended all the votes at the end. Mel Gedroyd took over the commentary booth for the UK. One of the best bits for me was that we got to see Myth Warhurst on British television. Yeah. The reason why I say that is because Myth Warhurst is part of the Australian panel show Spicks and Specks, which all episodes, by account, all the original series anyway, plus some of the specials from 2020 are available on YouTube. That's how I know who Myth Warhurst is. And so I'm very much happy that the UK have got more of an idea of Myth Warhurst is now. Now we just need to get the rights to show the new series of Spicks and Specks in the UK, because I want to watch the new series because someone didn't upload them onto YouTube like they did the original. So anyway, so it worked really well. I think the hosts were excellent. The music was not as memorable as previous years, I'll give you that. The one that's stuck in my head currently is I think Norway and Finland. Not many. See, I judge good songs whether or not I might not like them on the night, and I might hate them generally. The songs, not the artists, the songs. But then if the songs that are stuck in my head for the next few days and I can just like hum along to the chorus, then and then solo, Poland. So Norway, Finland and Poland are now stuck in my head. So that means that those three songs are memorable. I know Sweden's memorable, but I just can't work out what the chorus is, because she says the title of the song, but I don't think she says it right. So that's what I judge. That's where my judgment comes. So I only think a song is any good if you can hum along to it, or you've got it stuck in your head days later, or months later, or it's in the collection of songs you've got stuck in your head, like Puppet on a String, for instance. Or let's think. So this is me humming along, for instance, or which is sounds like I'm humming along to Indiana Jones, but I'm actually humming along to Queen of Kings from Norway. Anyway, so that's what I think. So I don't think the songs are as memorable this year as they were in previous years. Not saying, I want to make this clear. It's the songs I don't like, not the artists. I like all the artists, but the songs that they came with weren't all that great. So, for instance, on Island AM, they liked Wild Youth, because Wild Youth were amazing and were brilliant, and they've got really good songs, but the song they went with wasn't great. So it's not saying the band was rubbish and they shouldn't have gone, it's saying that the song is rubbish, the band's good, but the song they went with didn't work. So that's what I mean. So, I like the UK artist, who I vaguely knew from the Sky Virgin Never Mind the Buzzcocks, but I didn't like the song that much. In a sense of, compared to Spaceman, where I didn't know who Sam Ryder was, so I was only judging the song, not the person. I do think the song was amazing, and the person is actually got very good values for Eurovision, and is the type of person that didn't mind not winning and wanted everyone to be happy. It was a positive spin on events. So anyway, so back to it. So I do think the song choices this year weren't that great. They could have had better. So last year were slightly better. 2021 were very good. I'd say, for instance, Norway. We had Tix with The Fallen Angel. That's the one that stuck in my head. I hummed on that too very regularly. I didn't like it on the night, but I hummed on to it later on. So, the songs weren't that great. The voting system having the world in it works only if the world actually vote. Because when it came to us after the jury, we only had 9 points from the world. And I know there's more than 9 people in the world, so only 9 people voted for us. 31 voted for someone else. So, where is the 7.7 billion people? Where is every single person on planet Earth? We could have had someone, I don't know, get like 10,000 points or something. Because there's enough people to be interested in Eurovision, to be watching it on the Eurovision YouTube channel, or watching it on RTE Player if it's available in their country, or watching on SVT if it's available in their country. Because I don't know if SVT has Eurovision as un-geo-blocked. I know that Ireland, you can listen to the Ireland host get rather upset. I do want to make a whole video of Ireland 2023 to talk about why I like, what my opinion on the song was, what my opinion of the band was, what was the reception from the Irish public, what did the commentators say. I want to get all of that on record as a video. But all of this is just the grand final I'm talking about generally. I don't want to go into specific detail, but I just want to give an overall view of that. I like the song. I didn't really like the song that much. Some of them I thought really good, like Solo from Poland, Queen of the Kings from Norway, Tattoo from Sweden, and I think and the Australian song that I can't remember the name of. I like that as well. And I am going to be really upset if Australia do bow out the competition, because it does mean that it gives New Zealand no leverage. And we need we want New Zealand in, because we've got Luxembourg coming back next year. So, there you have it. What is my overall view of Eurovision 2023? Good event, good amount of runtime, songs weren't that great, the hosts were fantastic, and I was surprised that Hannah Waddingham knew any French. She was perfect speaking French. And I do think Mel Giedroyc did a very good job at taking over Graham Norton when Graham Norton wasn't there. My only problem, and I've noticed this when I watched the Irish semi-finals to work out what he had said, the commentator, that the balance between commentator and the show, the volume levels weren't great. If we turned up the commentators and when they're talking, then it would be better. I think that's my only issue I had with the entire thing, not just specific details. But you see, it happened on every single commentator's version. I just didn't like the volume levels. But there you have it. That was Eurovision 2023. More videos dissecting different acts in Eurovision from this year will be coming over the coming months or coming weeks before we start to get ready to watch the national selections for Junior Eurovision 2023, which I am going to try and find out which national selections I can watch. Hopefully Sweden join back so we can have Melody Festival and Junior. I want to see that. So hopefully Sweden join Junior Eurovision. I do like to say before I disappear that we got the Junior Eurovision winner mentioned on Eurovision. So BBC One, not at 3 PM midday, but at prime time Eurovision slot. We mentioned Junior Eurovision several times throughout the competition. They mentioned last year's winners of Armenia. They mentioned this year's winner. They mentioned when it was. They mentioned it's going to be a BBC One. The commentator sent them to get it all going. And that's going to be incredible. I want to know what the Irish one said about Junior Eurovision because they've got it on TG4 because it's all in Irish Gaelic, in the Irish language. So I'll be intrigued. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Remember, stay positive, and good night, and good night Europe, good morning Australia, and goodbye to the rest of the world. I sound like an evil version of Kermit the Frog. I can't do the impression, mind you.